It's been 2 years since the Albuquerque Academy Chargers reigned supreme in Class AAA, and they want their crown back. Senior Chris Romero remembers what victory tastes like. He's hungry for more. But the Artesia Bulldogs hope to ruin Academy's recoronation. With seniors Mike Rogers and Arturo Salinas, the Bulldogs wouldn't mind sitting on that throne a while than play championship next. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to University Arena. Now it's time for the boys' AAA state championship game here in the pit on Casa Fox 2. I'm Jim Lawwill, along with Jimmy Williams. We're pleased to have you with us, and in AAA, a very interesting matchup indeed. The Academy Chargers, a team that got very hot at the end of the season, and the Artesia Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are coached by Bubba Jennings, and Jimmy, they press, and they've never seen a shot they didn't like.
Jim, I think a lot of times teams take on the personality of their coach, and many viewers will know that Bubba Jennings was the Southwest Conference Player of the Year several years ago at Texas Tech. He can fill it up. He always played hard, and that's exactly how his team plays. They get up and down the floor, and they work very, very hard. An Academy coached by Mike Brown. I mean, they'll run, but they're a real tactical team. Well, Mike has a system. He comes out, executes the offense. They'll run some full court pressure. They'll run some half court traps, but everything they do is fit in the system. And Mike Brown has been here probably more than anybody in the last 7 or 8 years. He missed a year last year, and I know he wants it back again this year. Academy lost in the final in AAA last year. We're going to take a break. When we get back, it'll be time to tip it up. Academy and Artesia, AAA final next.
The 1997 Boys State High School Basketball Championships are brought to you by Autumn Wood and by Sofas to Go.
Spring is just around the corner, so now's the time to replace that old living room furniture during Autumn Wood and Sofas to Go store-wide leather sale. Now, all Sealy fine leather sofas, sectionals, recliners, sleepers, and love seats are on sale and available in dozens of today's hottest colors and leather grades. Leather is the most practical material for anyone with a busy lifestyle, children, and pets. Shop this tremendous leather sale and take 6 months free financing with approved credit. This is the leather sale you don't want to miss.
Is this what you call living?
Come live your dream.
At Fleetwood, this is our idea of living. A home of your own, precision crafted by America's largest home builder. For a lot less than you think, a home of your own.
Fleetwood.
Visit the Fleetwood Home Center nearest you. 7 convenient locations in New Mexico.
Check out these great deals during Ford Truck Month.
Now get the all-new Ford Expedition for only $385 a month. Nothing in its class tows more. And inside and out, you'll find safety features and roomy amenities second to none. Plus, during Truck Month, you can also get an Explorer for only $298 a month. That's right, the #1 selling sport utility in New Mexico for only $298 a month. So get to Truck Month at your New Mexico Ford dealer now.
Gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's really cute. Wow, cute, cute. Very cute. Now that's cute.
The Spring Fashion Extravaganza going on now at Coronado Center. Save like never before on a huge selection of this year's styles.
I think that's so cute.
They set her up.
You killed my daddy!
She took the bait.
I hit a man with my car.
Now she's hooked.
What possessed you to invite vagabonds into your home?
From John Hughes, creator of Home Alone, comes the funny story of a family and the little girl who started it. Curly Sue.
Your Sunday matinee at 11 on Casa Fox 2.
Back at University Arena, in just a moment we'll have the starting lineups for you. Artesia comes in with a record of 23 wins and 4 losses. Their coach is Bubba Jennings. Academy under Mike Brown, 16 on the good, 11 on the bad, and they got real hot at the end of the season. And if you're going to struggle Jimmy, that's when you want to struggle early. You want to come on strong.
Well, Coach Brown always has a habit of getting his team here to the state tournament. He got him peaking at the right time.
Let's go down courtside now for this afternoon's starting lineups.
76th annual New Mexico High School State Boys Basketball Tournament. This, as you know, is the AAA championship game. It will match up the Albuquerque Academy Chargers, which are the home team, on the scoreboard, against the Artesia Bulldogs, the visiting team, on the scoreboard. Academy reached this championship game by beating Lovington and Kirtland Central, while Artesia beat Aztec, Wingate, and Grants to win their way into the championship game. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's meet the starting lineups for both of these squads. For Artesia first, number 4, co-captain, 6'2" senior, Mike Rogers. Number 23, also a co-captain, at 5'10", a senior, Ricardo Burton. Number 32 is a 5'11" senior, Dwayne Late. Number 42, 6'2" junior, Jimmy Hamilton. And number 52, 6'3" senior, Arturo Salinas. The Bulldogs coaching staff headed up by Bubba Jennings. Now here's the Albuquerque Academy Chargers starting 5. Number 23, 6' junior, Joey Caveras. Number 33, 5'9" senior, Chris Romero. Co-captain number 40, 5'11" senior, Fazane Sharif. Number 50, 6'4" sophomore, Joe Ali. And number 55, 6'6" junior, Jake Kaufman. The Charger coaching staff headed by Mike Brown. Good luck to the Chargers and Bulldogs.
Jimmy, I think a real key in this game, it's not that Academy plays slowdown basketball, because they do not. They play an up-tempo style, but that they don't want to get caught up with Artesia in, for a lack of a better description, in kind of a church league or YMCA type atmosphere where everybody's just running up and down, hoisting the ball up.
Well, Jim, interestingly, I think Academy actually has a little more quickness than does Artesia, but you can notice these Artesia Bulldogs. Artesia well known for football, obviously, and Bubba Jennings has got some guys that are really seriously strong athletes. They handle the ball very well, and they'll get the ball up the floor quickly because they pass so well. So Academy really needing to do some things defensively to slow down that early offense.
In fact, Bubba Jennings visiting last night saying, hey, I don't care if they play football. I think kids ought to play a lot of sports.
And absolutely, it's a real credit to what not only the community of Artesia, but what Bubba Jennings has been able to do with this squad.
Romero glides in and uses the backboard, and Academy quickly scores on their first possession. Other end, Ricardo Burton. Rogers got it. A deuce each.
Here's the pressure. They'll try to contain Romero a little bit. He's an extremely fast player.
Burton, big game last night in the win over Grants.
Man-to-man defense by Artesia.
And Romero now rattles it out. And a big rebound. Jimmy Hamilton. And Hamilton at the other end, and he scores.
I mentioned that teams often take on the personality of their coaches. Bubba Jennings always had the green light, high school, college, and so forth, and I think he instills that same kind of confidence in his kids that when open, they should take that shot.
Stepping in and tallying at the other end is Joey Kaufman, the 6'6" junior. Tied at 4. It'll be this way, up and down.
Well, Jake did a nice job of getting himself open. Cabarrus caught for reaching, number 23 for the Academy.
It'll be a non-shooting infraction, and Artesia will be bringing it in from underneath their basket. They're going to cross pick out of this box, and that's exactly what they do. And there's Late for the three-pointer, and he gets it. Dwayne Late, 5'11", a senior, a guy that you must pay attention to on the arc. Good left-handed shooter. Artesia will switch defenses, and hands off. Ball tipped out, and Burton has it, and the Bulldogs are running. Rogers glides in, and suddenly Artesia with a 5-point lead. Rogers has 4, and again the relentless pressure from Artesia. And there's the walk. Kaufman's going to see a lot of those passes.
Well, Academy executed their full court offense very effectively that time, and then Jake just got a little excited. He's playing against guys that have a little bit more weight behind him. He is a little bit taller in the paint, but he needs to just go to the basket as hard as he can. 9 out of 10 times he'll get fouled.
At the other end, Arturo Salinas gets his first 2.
You may notice the last 2 times down the floor, Artesia passes the ball 3 or 4 times, and they end up with a nice clean jump shot.
Cabarrus will drive in and glides, shoots from 12 and hits it. Academy needed that one. The lead 5 for Artesia. Late goes in, and he's Jimmy Artesia in their style sometimes. We talked about Jake Kaufman and probably seeing some opportunities to get that layup. They don't mind sometimes giving up a layup just to keep that tempo going.
Well, they think that they're not only going to be effective in creating turnovers, but in fatiguing you. Although I noticed in yesterday's interview after the game with Bubba Jennings, he mentioned that his team was very tired at the end of their ball game. See the break right here, and it was actually knocked out of the guard's hands for the nice little jump shot. You have to come up on the ball handler and stop him with 2 players.
Late connects. Dwayne Late now with 4 points. He got them both. The lead back to 7 for Artesia. 5:24 remaining in the first quarter. This our second of 4 state championship telecasts. We'll be on again later after this one at 9:06 tonight with the Quad A final, and then the Class A final will follow, and it'll be tape delay.
One of the things this pressure is doing against Academy is keeping the ball out of Chris Romero's hands. He's an excellent penetrator. They're slowing him down. This guy can run all night long, just about as fast as anybody can run.
Pick and roll, and wide open to score, Joe Ali.
Good looking execution.
Pick and roll, give and go, it all still works. There's a nice glide and the connecting shot by Chris Owens off the bench for Artesia. The lead remains at 7. There's a steal. Rogers the trigger man, and he has it slapped away.
Saranga turned heads up play to get the ball back. That's the kind of thing you have to do when you make a mistake, is just keep your head, keep your intensity and your position, and he made a nice play.
There's Rogers on your screen. 6'2" senior. And Artesia this time, man-to-man, Romero with it. They alley-oop it, throw it away. I don't know, I believe that they were looking to go to Sharif on the baseline.
Well, Gongo was wide open, actually had good position, but he didn't have his eye on the ball. Chris Romero actually threw a pretty good pass, but it wasn't seen by the intended receiver.
Ricardo Burton at the other end. Ball slapped away, and Artesia will keep it at their end. A 7-point lead. Artesia up top in the early going. Rogers triggers it in. It's tipped out, but grabbed, and Late drives. Ball tipped out to Burton. Late goes by 2 defenders, uses the glass.
Fundamental shot. He knew he was going up in traffic, used the window. It's important because you can rebound it if you miss.
He has it underneath. And the easy deuce for Jake Kaufman, the 6'6" junior. The lead back to 7.
That's the type of execution that really kills a full court pressing team.
Burton lost it at the other end. Now Kaufman lost it. Burton drives home and he scores. Ricardo Burton, a 5'10" senior, exploding to the basket.
Got to keep the ball up around your shoulders. You take it down around your waist, it'll get taken away every time.
Artesia half-court trapping, and there's the travel. We're going to take a break. 3:29 to go first quarter. Artesia with the early 9-point lead.
Catering a wedding means a long, hard day, so I need the strongest hold.
Introducing Fix-It-Dent Free with the strongest, longest hold of any adhesive. And it has no artificial flavors or colors.
We start the day making fresh tomato bisque.
Even in the hottest liquids, Fix-It-Dent holds stronger, longer than any free adhesive.
At noon, we prepare the fresh vegetables. Nice. By evening, we've got it all together.
Did it again, Mom.
Introducing Fix-It-Dent Free, a whole new way to fix it and forget it.
You are witnessing, in its entirety, the Volkswagen sales pitch.
You want to take it for a spin?
During our national test drive event, you can lease a Jetta GL for just $219 a month. Now it's not only a blast to drive, it's a breeze to lease. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
3:29 to go first quarter. Artesia has the ball and the lead. There's how they're shooting thus far. Artesia's on fire. Academy not bad either.
Well, one of the reasons Artesia's got such a high percentage is they're shooting from 5 feet away, as exampled right there.
Mike Rogers picks up points 6 and 7 with that deuce. Double-digit lead for the Bulldogs of Artesia. Chris Romero, 3 on 2, and the foul. Owens crashing in to Jake Kaufman.
Nice penetration by Romero, good bounce pass. Jake's got to be really strong when he catches that ball. Chris Romero penetrating up the middle, and here's Kaufman wanting to head fake. He's fouled from behind. He'll have 2 shots.
Man in your picture right there, Jimmy Hamilton of Artesia. Kaufman picks up the first of 2. 5 points now. I would imagine he'll have a big afternoon. The Academy can continue to successfully beat that press. Jimmy with Artesia, we've seen man-to-man, just a flat zone, full court pressure and a half-court trap, all in 5 minutes.
And that's really keeping Academy off balance. Academy's turn now to try to do something to stop the onslaught of Artesia's offense.
Rogers for 3, squares up, short, tipped out, Romero has it. The lead is 9. Sharif off the iron, Rogers with it, 3-on-1 break. He pulls up, short, tipped, Ali with the rebound. Romero all the way in strong, nice drive, and the subsequent basket. The lead cut to 7.
Chris Romero again with outstanding speed and quickness. If you don't try to stop him with 2 guys, he'll get to the basket every time.
That's a nice little drop step move by Arturo Salinas.
Got Ali up in the air with a little head fake and just pivoted to the basket.
Pass a little up top. There's Romero with the 3. Lead cut to 6, 2017, under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Hamilton in hard. Somehow he got that shot to drop. Looked like he just threw it up.
Well, they're kind of on a roll right now, so getting it up against the backboard is probably the best thing they can do.
Sharif, another 3. First time short, that time long. Here's the follow by Ali, too hard. And Artesia running. This is late to Rogers. He doesn't score, but he'll go to the line. 1:21 to go in the first quarter.
One of the problems when you have the ball inside is all he did the last possession. He tried not to use the window and just shoot it straight into the basket. Ends up making a pretty good pass to Artesia by shooting it over everything, and they're on the break and convert it now into free throws.
Late a 5'11" senior. He's off to a very good start in this afternoon's AAA championship game.
Sharif called for bumping him with the body.
7 points, or check that. This is Rogers at the line. Rogers having a good start as well.
Mike Rogers has good size. 15 points and 9 rebounds yesterday for Mike Rogers.
Got 8 now. 121 mark. Ricardo Burton back in for Artesia. Again, the pressure from Artesia. The lead back to 10. Academy had cut it down to 6. Romero drives in. The 15-footer will go. Romero shooting the ball well. Now has 9. Burton at the other end, answering with the tray, and the lead up to 11. We're under a minute to go in the first quarter.
Academy making an adjustment defensively, trying to protect the basket against layups, and now the guards are just kicking it out. Burton shot it in for 3, and the turnover really hurts you, especially when you have to come back and try to get a stop.
Don't expect Artesia to spread it out and play for the last shot of the quarter. They were up by 11 last night with a minute to go, and they were driving right down and shooting it. They play a pressure style. Here's the three-pointer, and it rings out, and Sharif with the rebound. Sharif drives in strong, and the charge. Might have been all right had he not put the shoulder down.
Well, what he really needed to do before he put the ball on the floor is just turn and look at the basket. You see the catch right here, but he dribbled. He needed to stop, look at the hoop, head fake, and then go all the way to the basket. A lot of times young players who are inexperienced in the paint, when they catch it, the first thing they want to do is bounce it, and that's exactly opposite of what you need to do.
27.8 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 30-19 Artesia. Late has the basketball to the bottom of your screen with it.
Chris Alexander, the big sophomore in the game now for
Owens
Academy.
tried a 3. Here's Hamilton, and he sticks it right back in. The lead back to 13. Papin at the other end. He's short. Sharif gets the put back. Late at the buzzer. Close. After 1 quarter of play, the AAA Boys Championship, Artesia by 11.
You want to know the current estimated Powerball jackpot? Or did you miss the Daily Millions or Powerball drawings on Casa Fox 2? Either way, we've got you covered with the Fast 5 News 7 nights a week at 10. Get your news, weather, and sports in 5 fast minutes. Plus, the Daily Millions numbers, and either the anticipated Powerball jackpot or winning numbers. Watch the Daily Millions at 5:29 and live Powerball drawings Wednesdays and Saturdays at 9. And the Fast 5 News at 10 on your official New Mexico lottery station, Casa Fox 2.
Are you brushing twice a day? You could be ruining your hair. It's true. The simple act of brushing can strip away the cuticle, even cause your hair to break. The solution? Pantene Pro-V shampoo and treatment conditioners. To keep your hair strong, Pantene's the first ever root-penetrating provitamin formula. Root to tip? It improves the entire length of your hair to make it healthy, shiny, and naturally strong, so it breaks less. Pantene Pro-V, for hair so healthy it shines. Don't forget to brush.
Back at University Arena, along with Jimmy Williams, Jim Lawwell. Artesia has it to start the second quarter, up by 11. 3-point shooting. And there's Dwayne Late picking up another 2.
On the move, he's got that soft kiss off the backboard. He shot that in a couple of times tonight.
Cabarrus couldn't hit. Rogers tried to save it off the leg of Ali, and Academy will get it back. They're down by 13.
I've always said I don't have a problem with early shots like Cabarrus just took, but you've got to go to the glass and get it off the glass offensively if you hope not to die by the three-pointer. Looking at a big zone now again from Artesia.
Romero will swing it back outside. Cabarrus fires in and out. Tipped out. Rogers has it. Again, open on the break, and Burton's shot is well long and off the mark. Romero picks up the dribble. Kaufman thought about it. Ali doubled up. Cabarrus drives. Kaufman from outside, and he hit it.
Good ball movement. Showed the ball on the left side, reversed it over to the right.
6'6" junior has 8 points now unofficially. Hamilton with a nice move to the basket, but the shot's off. The lead is 11. Here's Ali spinning. Can't hit. And off of Artesia. There's Bubba Jennings.
Bubba Jennings really not mad about the call. He's disappointed in his defense, letting him get the ball all the way inside, exhorting his players to concentrate a little bit harder.
Sharif fires. Rogers with a rebound. He'll bring it up. Hamilton with the skip pass, and Burton looking inside. And Late will take it top of the arc. He'll go one-on-one with it. Had ideas. Inside, here's Salinas. He has real nice pivot moves. They don't play half court much, but when they do, he's deadly. 6'3" and a senior. 5:55 and counting remaining first half. Cabarrus at the other end, off the iron. Beginning to show a trend for Academy, at least in this juncture of the game, Jimmy, of one shot and out.
Well,
one shot and out.
What's happening is they're taking a lot of perimeter shots, and the big people are on Ali and Kaufman in the paint for Artesia and keeping them well boxed out, so the offensive rebounds have been not real clean so far. They've gotten their hands on a few, but nothing real clean.
Salinas steals it. The lead is 13 for Artesia.
They really need Cabarrus to get his stroke going. He's had 4 or 5 wide open shots, as has Sharif.
You shouldn't leave that guy alone, but they got away with it that time. Romero runs it up. In hard, double team, shoots, doesn't score, but draws the foul.
Now, if you're running alongside Chris Romero, he's going about 85 miles an hour. There's no real way to get yourself in front of him. That's why you have to have another player come up and help you slow him down. As you see right here, he gets in the paint. Chris does a good job of using his body. He'll go to the free throw line now to shoot 2.
Romero, a senior, and an interesting story, he's played in the state AAA final all 3 years. Not many people can say that.
Chris is a real competitor. 19 points and 4 rebounds yesterday.
That was against Grants.
He's having quite an afternoon right now.
I take that back. Kirtland Central, I should say.
Couple substitutions now in the game. Gonga in for the Academy. And Pappen as well.
5.5 and counting. An 11-point lead for Artesia. Late just continues to drive in anytime he feels like it, and he's finishing well. He's in double figures now with 11.
The interesting thing for me this afternoon watching Artesia is that they have head and ball fakes. They get you to commit yourself, and then they just drive to the basket.
Kaufman missed the bunny. He went back and got it, and we'll see if he goes to the line or not.
Excellent hustle by Kaufman. He should have made the first shot, but he didn't give up on it. He maintained his position, got the ball back, and drew the foul on the floor, so they'll have it out of bounds underneath the basket.
Non-shooting. A 13-point lead for Artesia, 38-25. Second quarter.
Jared Bowen and Chris Owens in for Artesia.
Romero off balance on that one, but he goes and gets his own rebound. The ball taken away. Now a wild spree near the timeline, and Late comes up with it. Burton rings it out.
Two shooters in this game, Burton for Artesia and Cabarrus for Academy, just off the mark so far this afternoon.
It was a real nice pass by Late. led Salinas a little too much, and the ball flipped out of bounds alertly by Chris Romero. So
Chris got there about the same time as the ball, again exhibiting his excellent speed. Substitution, Mike Rogers back in after getting a short breather.
Late with it, bottom of the screen.
You know, you mentioned, Jim, I don't know if we mentioned it in our stand-up, but when we were talking before the game, you mentioned how well Bubba Jennings plays a lot of players because to prevent fatigue and so forth. He plays about 10 guys.
He goes 10 deep. However, there's 2 or 3 that don't go out all that long. Near steal and the foul on Justin Pappen. You know, I noticed this year in the tournament, Jimmy, the most popular name, Justin. Lots of Justins.
Bunch of Justins.
About 16 and 17 years ago, Justin was big time.
And they all seem to play pretty well.
You don't see a lot of Jims or Jimmies anymore. Yeah, they're all pretty good players, you're right. Seems to go with the name. Romero stops and pops. He's short. Rogers up big with a rebound. Rogers a very good, versatile athlete. Salinas underneath brings it up. The lead is 13. We're under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Artesia leading the AAA State Championship. Our second of 4 telecasts on Casa Fox 2. Rogers from way out, NBA land. Doesn't go. Loose ball. Rogers has it. Drives, puts it up, and commits the foul. Well, you can't fault him for effort.
Well, they're going to call the foul on Kaufman.
Oh, well, that surprises me a little bit, but you know what? Rogers was, as you've always talked about, Jimmy, he was forcing the action. He missed a shot, he followed it, he went and got it, then he drove in and he took it strong to the basket. Everything he did was strong and aggressive.
And that's one of the reasons I think the calls will consistently go to Artesia, because they're playing position basketball this afternoon.
The lead's 13, 3:24 to go in the first half.
A wondrous world
Fantasia.
is threatened by a menacing power.
We won't let that happen.
Now their only hope
It fulfills all of your wishes.
becomes the target
Bastion is losing himself with every wish.
of a diabolical plan
Your mother would have been proud. Who?
that lures him to the wrong side
You've gone mad, Bastion.
and could mark the beginning of the end.
Leave Fantasia to me.
The never-ending story to
Your Sunday matinee at 1 on Casa Fox 2.
On the next Home Improvement, the boys throw Jill a birthday party. And Tim's invited her long-lost
Squeeze her neck till her eyes pop out.
friend. And Al gets a makeover.
An Al Generation Extra Large boiler.
I wonder how Al would look in a buzz cut.
Mom doesn't look too good in one.
Can Tim hang with his new look?
Al, hurry up. I'm beginning to feel like Garfield here.
Find out on Home Improvement.
Tonight at 6 on your home team, Casa Fox 2.
Look at this statistic. Artesia with 24 points in the paint to Academy's 14. Striking contrast this afternoon's ball game.
Not what I would have expected coming in. Rogers for 3, way off. Owens had the rebound, lost it. Now we got the wrestling match. And Rogers after it, and the foul on Owens.
I don't know, I'll tell you right now, with the background of the Artesia Bulldogs, when the ball's on the floor and all their football background, I'd say that Artesia will do a lot more fumble recoveries than Academy, but Academy stayed with it and they've got the ball.
I tell you, Ganga took a beating on that, but he survived. The lead is 13. Neither team has scored in over 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Eric Johnson and Chris Alexander, 2 big people for the Academy in the ball game.
Couple of shots for Chris Alexander, and again Academy will get another shot at it.
I can't say it enough. You've got to use the window when you're in the paint.
Artesia on the run. Late has it again. The southpaw lost it. Head and shoulder fake, uses the glass.
That is a thing of beauty right there.
13 points for that young man.
He's really having a great first half.
He sure is. Tough player. Nice drive. Pappen will go to the line. 5'10" and a junior.
Jimmy Hamilton with great position on Pappen, and Pappen had to adjust his entire drive to the basket to prevent himself from charging. And Hamilton, rather than just maintaining his position and making Pappen shoot an off-balance shot, he tried to step in front of him and was called for the block.
2:26 remaining in the first half.
Justin, just a junior for the Academy this year.
Academy has only 1, 2, 3, 4 seniors on their 12-man roster. Second one short, and coming out with a rebound, Zamarone, Daniel Zamarone of Artesia. The lead is 14. Artesia spreading it out a little bit. Molina tries the inside entry, and somehow Salinas at least tried to roll it out to Rogers.
Justin Pappen, tremendous hustle to get that ball.
Sharif got one. He has 5 points. The lead is 11 for Artesia. Under a minute 40 remaining in the first half. Near steal and the foul. And that'll put Artesia in the bonus. Rogers will step to the line, a 1-on-1 opportunity.
There's Justin Pappen. Thought he had a step on that one, but was called for the personal foul. A lot of times players who are denying the ball entry to the wing will reach with the wrong hand and thus creating a foul situation.
Rolls it in. Rogers trying to go to double digits.
Take
with
a
this
look right
next
there.
charity toss.
Pappen reaching with the right hand rather than the left and making body contact on Rogers.
Make that 10 points, 5 rebounds for Mike Rogers, a senior.
Artesia now in more of a 3/4 court containment press. They don't want Chris Romero to be able to get up and down the floor.
Conversely, Artesia, 4 seniors that start. Alexander with a nice little stick back. The lead's 11 for Artesia. Rogers a nice drive and finds the open man and the foul. So Jake Rogers comes into the ball game, squares up, gets the nice feed, shoots it in, and now with a chance to get 3 this time down, Artesia steps to the line.
Here you'll see the jump shot. Here comes Alexander and just bumps him after the shot. Chance for the 3-point play.
Rogers created all of that with his drive. 1:10 remaining in the first half. Free throw no good. Romero across the timeline. Academy down by 13.
Playing against a big 2-3 zone.
Kaufman will send it back out. There's the steal by Late. 3-on-1. Rogers all alone. Academy having a tough time getting back on defense, and they trail by 15 again.
I virtually cannot remember a time that Artesia has taken the ball away that they have not scored.
3-on-1 break again. Salinas to Burton and to Gimme, and the lead jumps up to 17. 21 seconds and counting remaining. There's the time remaining, bottom of the screen.
Mike Brown has his work cut out for him here at halftime, trying to draw some X's and O's and keep his team motivated for the second half.
Sharif feels it and drains it. Lead cut to 14. And Artesia will let the clock run out. Bubba Jennings said don't do anything. Halftime score. Artesia impressive in this AAA championship. They lead by 14.
Paul feels sorry for his former schoolmate.
Just because someone works in a subway doesn't mean they're miserable. No, I'm sure he's the happiest man under the earth.
Their reunion isn't a happy one.
Now you follow me down to the stinking hellhole? Why, to rub it in my face?
To buy a token.
Now it's Paul and Jamie to the rescue.
Six tokens. No, 6 whoppers.
Tonight at 6:30 on Casa Fox 2.
So you think you can tell the good guys from the bad? Take another look.
He was impersonating a police officer.
Tonight at 7 on Casa Fox 2.
Ever talk to my parents about sex. I mean, that was just like, are you kidding?
I have 8 aunts. They were my role models. They waited until they got married.
I mean, I feel really lucky for that fact that I was able to talk to my parents so openly about sex and about responsibilities.
Respect yourself, protect yourself.
Well, if I had money to tell you what to do, I'd go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. I'm crazy about a Ford truck.
And you'll be crazy about the deals you'll find during your New Mexico Ford Dealers Truck Month. Right now, you can get a Ranger XLT for just $139 a month, or get $1,000 cash back on any Ranger. A huge selection, regular or super cabs, 4x4s or 4x2s.
Gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
For your Ranger XLT, get to Truck Month now at your New Mexico Ford dealer.
What did your family have for dinner last night?
Burgers and, chicken and, noodly stuff. What was that stuff? It was,
Drawing a blank? Maybe you should fill that space with stovetop a little more often. Because when you fill it with stuffing, you've done something they're not likely to forget.
Excellent.
Pretty simple, isn't it? All you have to do is remember the stovetop. Everything else is just stuff. Make a little or make a lot with stovetop in the canister.
Another rap artist gunned down. Was the murder of the notorious B.I.G. payback for the slaying of Tupac Shakur? Plus, when this theater owner was killed, our forensic artist created a sketch that broke the case wide open.
Tonight at 8 on Casa Fox 2.
See the most outrageous news bloopers ever caught on tape.
Sunday at 6 on Casa Fox 2.
You know how it is when somebody gets in your face and you feel like you just want to smack them? Check this out. You don't have to because you have a choice. Sometimes by walking away, you can prove yourself to be the bigger person. I'm not saying don't protect yourself. Just use your brain to make the best choice. Arguments happen, but you won't solve the problem by ending a life. Be the solution. Squash the anger. Squash it.
Again, we're back at University Arena. The halftime score is 48-34. The Artesia Bulldogs leading the Academy Chargers. Jimmy, I would have thought going into the game that points in the paint we saw at the end of the first half would favor Academy, but I was wrong indeed. Artesia has done it at both ends. They've been effective driving the ball to the basket and built this big lead.
Well, and their shooting percentage has just been incredible because they're taking shots from no more than 5 feet away. Fundamentally, they're shooting the ball off the window, which means if they miss, they have an opportunity to rebound and tip it back in. They've just executed flawlessly, and that's why they're winning this ball game by 14 points.
All right, we'll let you play coach for a while. If you're Academy, what are you talking about right now?
Well, I really think Academy needs to utilize their quickness a little bit and at least go into some kind of three-quarter court containment defense, because Artesia's just coming down the floor, driving right down the middle of the paint, dumping it off and getting a layup. They've got to do something to stop the ball 20 feet away from the basket.
And if you're Artesia, what do you work on at halftime?
Artesia just needs to keep doing what they're doing. Don't fix it if it's not broken. They're playing an excellent ball game.
All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back with more of the halftime festivities. The girls' AAA final featured the undefeated and top-ranked Pohaki Elkettes versus the Moriarty Pintos. Pohaki's Sonrisa Garcia would lead the Elkettes with 15 points. And teammate Crystal Garcia would add 13 more. The Pintos, Casey Slusher, countered with 14 points. And Bobby Wallen scored a double-double for Moriarty with 13 points and 13 rebounds. The Elkettes swept Moriarty during the regular season, but the Pintos were not to be denied. This night would belong to the Moriarty Pinnos, this year's AAA Girls State Champs.
Let me tell you about how UC lending kept us from drowning in debt. We owed a few people some money.
They had a lot of bills.
We couldn't get a loan to pay off our bills because of our credit history.
Oh, yes, they could.
My sister told me to call UC Lending. They put us in touch with this nice guy named Barry.
I thought his name was Larry.
Barry.
You would have thought he wanted us to get the money more than we did. He even came out to our house.
I was just doing my job.
He helped us put all our bills on one payment and saved us $300 a month. $300 a month. He even helped us pay for this.
Just what she said.
We were so happy with UC Lending, we told a few friends.
If you own your home, call UC Lending now and let's see what we can do for you.
Monday.
I ran away from home. Where are you going to stay?
Remember your worst roommate?
Oh, good, you're on.
Try living with Pauly.
You desecrated my sacred space. I cleaned that up.
Pauly Shore stars.
Dance. No, Pauly, I don't dance. You want me out of here?
Monday at 8:30 on Casa, Fox 2.
You are witnessing, in its entirety, the Volkswagen sales pitch.
You want to take it for a spin?
During our national test drive event, you can lease a Jetta GL for just $219 a month. Now it's not only a blast to drive, it's a breeze to lease. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Al's finally found a way to get Peg off his back. Bunk beds.
Let me rock you to sleep.
Married with children.
Monday at 8 on Casa, Fox 2.
Our special guest here at halftime is Pal Austin, who's the president of the New Mexico Activities Association. Pal, good to visit with you again. Another year rolls by and you look younger and better each time, so we're proud of that.
I think you stretched a little bit, Jim, but I appreciate the kind words.
The NMAA has been restructured a wee bit, and let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, Jim, we are in the process of restructuring, wherein we will have a board of directors made up of superintendents from the School Board Association regions throughout the state who are elected by the superintendents from those regions. And they will take over the governance and the financial end of the NMAA beginning July the 1st.
Well, Pal, thanks for visiting with us. Quick
Sure.
one, but we enjoyed it. And we'll be back with more halftime festivities right after this. The Artesia Bulldogs enjoying a 14-point advantage here at halftime over the Academy Chargers. Jimmy, I guess if you talk about the first half, not so much Academy, but Artesia's just done everything they were supposed to do, at least for half of it.
As close to a perfect game as you can play. 48 points and a half, not very many turnovers. They're shooting over 70%. Wow, I mean, they're just doing it all.
Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. There were many for both clubs.
There's Chris Romero. He's getting their team into the offense, and Faison Sharif shooting it from the baseline. But it was mostly Artesia shooting the ball from 5 feet away. That was the story in the first half. Nice little shake by Late right there.
Late had unofficially 13 points in the first half, and he really hurt Academy.
Well, and you can see he shot the ball from three feet away, and there were 3 Bulldogs ready there to get the rebound. Here's the look at the statistics.
You can see the shooting by Artesia, torrid 63%. And they're taking advantage of what they get at the free throw line. Academy, interestingly, out-rebounding the opponent by 7, trailing by 14. That's rare.
One of the things you got to remember about that statistic, though, is when the other team's shooting close to 70% 5 feet away, there's not an awful lot of rebounds to get.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we get back, it'll be the second half of this AAA championship game. Artesia leads by 14. Too bad.
Paul won't lose his old bachelor pad.
It's like an out for you.
I don't want an out, I want in.
Not tonight.
And the new tenant is going to be trouble.
Is this yours? I don't believe so.
But there's always a silver lining.
You got a beautiful wife? Yeah. There you go.
Seinfeld's Michael Richards guest stars.
I'll mind the past, and you giddy up to the future.
On the next Mad About You at 6:30 on Casa Fox 2.
We can read in the Bible of his birth in a stable, his youth in Galilee, his ministry, trial, and death, then of his glorious resurrection and ascension. But is nothing more written of him? Consider for a moment the glorious possibility that there is more written. Did he not speak to his disciples in the Holy Land of other sheep that would hear his voice? What of their record? The Book of Mormon, another testament of Jesus Christ, contains the account of his appearance in ancient America following his resurrection. The prophets of these other sheep testify of the divinity of the risen Savior, for they saw him and felt of his hands. A copy of this sacred record could be yours. It's a free gift when you call this toll-free number. As the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we have two records that serve as witnesses of the divine mission of the Savior. You have the Bible, but do you have the other testament of Jesus Christ? To receive your copy, simply call this number. The book is free and there is no obligation. To read of the Savior's teachings and tender ministry among these people of ancient America recorded in the Book of Mormon, call this toll-free number now.
Academy starting the second half, the third stanza, down by 14. They trailed by as many as 17. Academy led 2-0. Then the game was tied at 2-4, and Artesia has pulled away since. However, we have seen a lot of big leads blown in this tournament this week. Sharif fires another one. Long rebound, Burton, another 3-on-2 break. Artesia runs well. Late will bring it back outside. Academy showing his own defense.
Late has a real nice little hesitation. And boy, the ball movement's just fantastic.
Rogers just popped into that seam and shot it off the glass. At the other end, Cabarrus connects.
Nice
he was
finish.
quiet in the first half.
Well, Joey's a pretty good shooter from the outside. Needs to get the stroke going for Academy to get back in it, but that time they had a little early offense of their own. Maybe Mike Brown saying, hey guys, let's go out, have a good time and play hard, get up and down with these guys.
Artesia with a 4-man overload, you saw, top of the screen against that zone, and now they spread it back out. Here they're going to do it again. And here's Burton. That creates the lane, and Burton drove right down it.
Fabulous block by Ali to recover from a pretty bad defensive position.
Rogers tries a shot, no luck, but the loose ball to Late, and the Bulldogs will reset. They have a 14-point lead. Again, here comes the overload now. And Rogers will drive strong. Didn't go, but he'll shoot two. That overload to one side of the floor, you see a lot of that in the NBA, Jimmy, where they don't play zones, but it's a good weapon against a zone because there's 4 players and there's 3 to defend.
Well, the interesting thing to me here is how Artesia really uses position basketball as opposed to extreme quickness or strength to get the ball in a good position. Mike Rogers just simply head faked, took a couple of nice dribbles, stayed on the ground, and then when he got into a good position, he jumped into Ali to draw the foul.
Rogers with 2 more. He's got 16 now. Academy down by 16. Here's the pressure. Another loose ball. Boy, Romero after it, but Late comes up with it. A 4-on-3 break, and the lefty goes in, shoots it too hard, tipped out, and on the run, here is Romero all alone, and he scoops and scores. A much-needed hoop for Academy.
Academy not doing a lot yet to really adjust, though, to the pressure.
Romero got the steal and then lost it at the other end. Burton snuck in behind him. Here's Rogers now to stop. Nice baseline entry, and Salinas, as I mentioned in the first half, they don't play a lot of half-court sets, but Salinas, when they do, plays on the blocks very well.
Salinas has good presence, court sense out there. He positions himself and waits till the guards get him the ball, and I'll tell you what, those guards get him the ball pretty quickly. He has good hands and goes up nicely against the glass.
Pardon me, Jimmy. Timeout on the floor, 54-38 Artesia, 5:55 third quarter.
Alarm to rescue 1, respond to a pedestrian 4529 Delta 2.
He's having trouble breathing. I'm going to have to intubate him.
Go ahead, get the bag open. Let's get IVs going. I'll get the intubation set up where you can prepare for intubation.
Does your tissue stop wetness or spread it?
She sneezes right through that tissue and it gets all over her hands. It gets on Jane's hands, gets on Sandy's, then Deborah's hand, then Marcy's hand.
Introducing Puffs Advanced Extra Strength, a revolutionary new tissue that keeps hands drier than regular tissue, and Ultras.
This is thicker.
Puffs Advanced is 60% thicker than regular tissue.
But it's still really soft. If anything to keep your hands drier, it's this. I think we found here.
New Puffs Advanced Extra Strength, the best ones to protect your loved ones.
5:55 remaining in the third quarter. Academy with it following their timeout. They trail by 16. Romero skips it across. Cabarrus fires and got the roll.
Nice looking jump shot, real soft, stayed up there, used it all and made it go in.
Academy now going apparently man-to-man. Or perhaps matching up in a zone. Rogers from outside short. Loose ball. Salinas drives. He got the lane and he got the shot.
Caught the ball, immediately turned, looked at the basket, got the defense to stand up straight away and took one dribble and shot a nice little open shot.
If there's a difference between Artesia today and last night when they beat Grants, it's that Artesia shooting the ball from 10 feet in a lot. They were shooting a lot of three-pointers last night. Burton on the run, misses the gimme. And Academy takes it the other way. Romero quickly up the floor. Nice little move. Academy cutting it to 14. Rogers all alone at the other end, and he'll score. They'll kill you on early offense. That guard has to get back and protect the backside against Artesia. Whistle and a foul. Down to the 4.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Artesia with that 16-point lead. They led by 14 at intermission.
Ricardo Burton called for bumping. His second personal foul, and he'll take a breather.
I believe, Jimmy, one of two things will happen in the next 4 minutes. Artesia's either going to extend this lead or Academy's going to cut into it and start making a run.
Well, the thing that concerns me about Academy, Jim, is they don't appear to be really doing anything defensively to get their team fired up or to take Artesia out of what they're doing. They're allowing Artesia to come up the floor full blast and penetrate, dump it off, and get layups.
Ali put it down on the floor and he lost it. Well, I tell you, that's a bad place to put the ball down on the floor. The players do it at any level. Hamilton is strong, and he'll go to the line.
Again, you notice where they're taking the shots from.
Yes, they're catching the ball and taking it directly to the rack with great consistency.
And Jimmy Hamilton, who just checked in the game, Mike Brown looking concerned at his defense. Hamilton will have 2 shots here.
Mike Brown did a fabulous job with his team. I saw them early in December in a city tournament. They got absolutely thrashed. Can't remember who they played, but they have really come on strong at the end. The record at 16-11.
He's established a tremendous reputation and tradition at the Albuquerque Academy. These guys have high expectations for themselves. They didn't meet those expectations early, but they're right in the game where they want to be. It's just getting close to being out of their reach.
17-point lead, 4 minutes remains in the third quarter.
Spring is just around the corner, so now's the time to replace that old living room furniture during Autumn Wood and Sofas to Go store-wide leather sale. Now, all Sealy fine leather sofas, sectionals, recliners, sleepers, and love seats are on sale and available in dozens of today's hottest colors and leather grades. Leather is the most practical material for anyone with a busy lifestyle, children, and pets. Shop this tremendous leather sale and take 6 months free financing with approved credit. This is the leather sale you don't want to miss.
Check out these great deals during Ford Truck Month.
Right now, you'll find the #1 selling truck in New Mexico for 30 years. Ford F-150 for only $279 a month.
And what's so crazy about that?
Nothing. Ford F-150 is the only full-size truck to offer a third-door standard. And no other truck has a more powerful standard engine. So for the best deals of the year on F-150, get to Truck Month now at your New Mexico Ford dealer.
I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
Along with Jimmy Williams, Jim Lawwill with you. This is our second of 4. New Mexico Activities Association Boys Basketball Championship telecast. Quickly, Cabarrus at the other end as we resume play. Tipped up and a foul. Sharif will go to the line. Of course, coming up after this ball game, a break for Fox's Primetime Network. And then live, the Quad A Championship at 9 o'clock. Immediately following that, we'll have tape delayed the state Class A championship game between Cliff and Reserve. And that'll be a game you ought to watch because Cliff has a very good team. So does Reserve. But I think you'll be surprised when you see the size that Cliff has.
Well, we've seen Pete Schock and the Cliff team he has coached for so many years get here year after year. There's a system he's developed, young players develop into quite talented individuals, and Reserve has their hands full tonight.
Pete, of course, in the state championship Class A final for the 3rd time in 4 years. In Reserve, Brian Delgado, their left-handed shooting guard, led the state in scoring. Got to watch that guy. He can really fill it up. Nice little drive, but no finish. Molina with it. Got beat up pretty good, but managed somehow to survive, and then Academy flipping it out of bounds. 59-42 Artesia. Salinas outside on the arc with it.
Academy trying to turn up the intensity a little bit defensively.
Well, that's a nice feed to Salinas. The penetration by Catano was outstanding. And this has been something we've seen all afternoon from Artesia. Not a lot of setting up on the arc and shooting it, a lot of penetrating and dishing, or going ahead and putting it up.
Well, all aspects of the game Artesia has really executed almost flawlessly. I mean, that kind of play right there is what's been happening, characterizes the entire afternoon. They're shooting the free ones in too. As they get free throws, they're shooting excellent free throw percentage.
They were 7 of 8 at halftime. We'll get you updated on that. Salinas at the line, looking for his 12th point of the afternoon, and he gets it.
You know, you can come into a game prepared, do a lot of X's and O's, have your team mentally ready and excited to play, but if a team comes out and just executes the type of game plan that Artesia has, it's going to be tough to beat them on a night like this.
Artesia's lead is 19 at 61-42. It is their largest of this AAA Boys Championship game. Academy's got to be very careful in this last 3 minutes and 18 seconds of the 3rd quarter not to let it get away. Jimmy mentioned that Artesia goes 10 deep, but the triumvirate of Rogers and Late and Ricardo Burton is never out long, nor is Salinas, really. He alternates them in a very intelligent way. 3-pointer, much needed. Academy will cut into that big lead.
I talked to Justin before the game, and he was pretty nervous and said he didn't get a lot of opportunities to shoot it, but he's stepping up a little bit. That time, Jake Kaufman with a nice job of blocking out.
Well, he's a junior and probably will be back here next year.
Arturo Salinas over the back, number 52. His first personal foul this afternoon.
Team fouls now, 2:54 remaining 3rd quarter, 4 Artesia and 3 Academy. Fouls have really not been a factor thus far in the game. Well officiated, good flow to the game.
Again, I can't help but noticing how this three-quarter court pressure has taken the ball out of the hands of Chris Romero. He misses a little shot right there, and I think one of the reasons is that's the first shot that I've seen him take here in the second half.
Salinas lost it but retrieves, and across to Burton, who drives the baseline, spins, and nearly turned it over, and it is turned over. Nice pass up court from Eric Johnson. Romero goes 1-on-2, doesn't get it, but will go to the free throw line.
Chris, nice job using the body. Slowed himself down as he went to the basket, jumped in to Leighton, who was whistled for the foul. You'll see him right here. Little hesitation, use the body, jump into the defense. Nice play.
Romero, 13 points in his final game for Academy. Make that 14. Academy can get within 14 with this free throw right here.
I think they need to get it to 10 by the end of this third quarter, and they have 2 minutes and 18 seconds to do that. Gonga going out now. Cabarrus checking in for Academy.
Try to get some firepower from that arc back in there.
Chris Owens also in for Artesia.
The big man for Artesia, Salinas, he has the ball. He brought it up the floor that time. Rogers has it flipped away from behind and turns it over.
Nice play by Jake Kaufman, knocking it off of Rogers' legs out of bounds. Academy with a stop.
You watch the teams that are really good at beating the press, and they actually don't dribble much. They pass a lot. Fight for the loose ball, late tied up with Eric Johnson, and the arrow pointing Artesia's way. A tough break for the Academy.
Important against trapping full court defenses that you have someone in the middle of the floor to relieve pressure. That time, a little bit late in coming. 16 Academy turnovers.
Texaco went over 20 in the AA final, won by Mesa Vista, 65-59. Salinas swings it out top of the arc. A 14-point lead for Artesia. They've got the ball. Late, and the foul by Romero.
Chris Romero thought he picked Late's pocket, but he was whistled for the reach.
Not in a bonus situation for either team with 1:34 remaining in the third quarter. Artesia taking advantage of their pressing defense. Burton off the iron, but to the line. Ricardo Burton, a senior at 5'10". He had a big game last night against Grants in what was an up and down affair.
Eric Johnson whistled for the foul, his first.
Artesia pulling well away at the end of that one. Boy, I tell you what, those Grants fans were out here last night for that game.
Grants has done quite well since they moved from Quad A to AAA several years ago.
They play a style that I'm sure excites the town. If people think Artesia runs and guns, Grants is just really a cut-it-loose team.
The thing I'm impressed with Artesia is even though they do push the ball, they handle the ball so well, and they don't use dribbling to get the ball up the floor, they pass it.
Kirtland Central won the third place in AAA, by the way, and Cibola with a buzzer beater beat Albuquerque High for the third place title in Quad A.
Out of every dead ball situation, Bubba Jennings changing up his defense a little bit, putting his press on hot and cold.
Kobe Beckner is the coach at Kirtland Central. They'll be back. Jimmy, they've got a nice team.
Absolutely.
He does a good job.
Justin Pappin that time, banking it off the window.
Down to 14, and there's a steal. Romero got it down to 12. Academy pressing, and Artesia takes a timeout at the 1:06 mark of the third quarter. So Academy picking it up with a press, and they've cut it to 12. We'll be right back.
Dinner may be the only time during the day your family's together, and it's too important to be interrupted by the phone. so important that if you order caller ID from US West now, you'll get a free caller ID box which shows you who's calling before you pick up the phone. Caller ID also logs the name, number, date, and time of incoming calls, so you'll know who to call when dinner's through. Call 1-800-401-1144 to order, and the caller ID installation, as well as the caller ID box, is free. A home office means the freedom to be closer to the things you love, the very same things that can take you away from the phone. But because it's so important to see who called and when, if you order caller ID now, you'll get a free caller ID box, which logs the name, number, date, and time of incoming calls. Call 1-800-401-1144 to order now. And the caller ID installation, as well as the caller ID box, is free. Life's better here. US West.
1:06 to go in the third quarter. Academy trying to make a big run. They're down by 12 now. They've trailed by as many as 19 in the second half.
Full court man-to-man pressure.
Rogers, top of the screen. Academy, man-to-man. Late working with it. Hamilton comes way out. They wanted Salinas on the cut on the block. He wasn't there, but Rogers hits the three. Rogers is having a very good ball game. 21 now to pace Artesia, the lead back up to 15. And a walk, and Artesia gets it right back with 30.2 seconds remaining. So following the Artesia timeout, they come out, execute the offense, get the three-pointer to drop. That's always friendly. And then they force a turnover.
Well, that's the kind of relentless defense that Bubba Jennings has his team playing. It just starts to wear you out. You make little mistakes when you try to make a run, and that breaks the momentum and gives it back to Artesia.
Rogers will trigger the pass for the Bulldogs at 23.8 seconds. Here's Rogers again. Nice backdoor cut by Hamilton, and they make Academy pay. 17-point lead for Artesia. Watch for the 10-second violation. Academy just makes it. 4 seconds to go in the third quarter, double dribble.
Well, Jim, Bubba Jennings called timeout with 1 minute left. And now with 2 seconds, he's made back everything he lost at the 2-minute mark. Excellent timeout that he called to break the momentum of Academy.
It appeared Artesia just turned everything up. Shot at the buzzer does not go. It would not have counted. After 3, Artesia 68, Academy 51. We'll be back.
It's Westside's 4th annual Lucky 7 used car sale. This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, our showroom and lot are filled with hundreds of used cars and trucks. Right now, choose from 30 used cars, just $7 down, $177 a month. That's $7 down and $177 a month. Plus, get discounts up to $3,000 on over 150 used cars. Then draw a Lucky Shamrock and get an additional discount up to $777. Save thousands. The Lucky 7 used car sale. This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, only at Westside on Coors.
Hi, honey.
Hey, how's your checkup?
Fine.
Really?
Yeah, the heart's good.
And your cholesterol?
Good. You know, the doctor said the healthy diet is paying off.
See? You better keep eating those Cheerios.
As part of a heart-healthy diet, the FDA says soluble fiber from whole grain oat foods like Cheerios may reduce the risk of heart disease. Cheerios is the only leading ready-to-eat cereal that meets this FDA standard.
I always knew you had a good heart.
You did?
Mm-hmm. That's why I married you.
I thought you married me because I was good looking.
The one and only Cheerios.
Back at the pit, the final 8 minutes of the AAA boys final. Artesia leads by 17. Academy has the ball to start the final quarter. They need to make a run. Romero drives it, top of the screen. Cabarrus thought about it. Got a little push in the paint.
They'll whistle that on Jimmy Hamilton. Pappen tried to take it to the basket. Get a little penetration.
45 shots for Artesia, 42 for Academy. 58% Bulldogs were at 68 at intermission, if memory serves me correctly.
Well, I think the real difference, though, in the ball game, because of the 17-point deficit, is Artesia's shot selection
and turnovers
been outstanding.
Here's Ali, a little strong with it. There's a head fake and 2 for Jake Kaufman, and he has a chance to get 3. The lead cut to 15. A lot of time remaining, 7:34 to go in the game. Kaufman, a 6'6" junior, now has scored 12 points on the afternoon.
Academy, probably more than any team in this state tournament, besides maybe Cliff, knows how to get themselves back into the basketball game in state championship types of situations. They've been here so many times. If anybody can come back, it's the Academy Chargers.
Last year down in Las Cruces, they got to the final in high fashion, and then Silver just blew them out in the championship game. And I think that surprised a lot of people. And Jimmy, you made a comment earlier about the teams from the South this year.
Well, literally the Academy Chargers, the only team from what you would call the North or Albuquerque.
Well, we got Mesa Vista, who won AA.
Yep.
But in A, you're right, Cliff and Reserve. In fact, you know, they're arch rivals in their region. And we got Alamogordo and Las Cruces, 2 other arch rivals in the Quad A final.
Boy, that'll be a heck of a ball game. They've already played each other 4 times this year, splitting their contests.
It'll be the rubber match. Rogers fires. Salinas up strong, tips it out, and fires it off. Academy's Cabarrus. That was a heads-up play by Arturo Salinas. Great hustle.
There you see the play. Cabarrus and Salinas going after it. Salinas banking it off for possession to Artesia. They're trying to run some clock now.
And they throw it away. 6:51 to go in the game. Artesia leads by 15.
I think one of the reasons Bubba Jennings likes to have his team continually attack the basket is he's afraid that his team will let down in situations while they try to run too much clock. Might have been an example that last possession.
The 3 a little strong, but Kaufman does a nice job to keep it alive. Romero in strong, and a charge. And a shot in and out, heartbreak to add insult to injury.
Mike Rogers, good defensive position.
He was right there.
Academy continuing to apply full court pressure.
They're down by 15. Here's Ricardo Burton. Nice drive, whistle, and a charge. Charge at one end, charge at the other. Usually when you look up and there are 2 or 3 players and only you, the odds are about 90% you will get called for a charge if anybody has got enough intestinal fortitude to step in and take the abuse. Drawing charges is not fun. Ali, Cabarrus. There you go.
Good looking shot.
Academy cuts into that lead. It's 13. Under 6 minutes remaining in the ball game. The lead is 12. Rogers drives. Nice give. Loose ball, and Ricardo Burton will bring it back out. Bubba Jennings didn't like what he saw. He calls timeout. At the 5:50 mark, Academy now within 12 in the AAA NMAA Boys Championship.
Alarm to rescue 1, respond to a pedestrian 45, 29 Delta 2.
He's having trouble breathing. I'm going to have to intubate him.
Go ahead, get the bag open, let's get IVs going. I'll get the intubation set up while you prepare for intubation.
You are witnessing, in its entirety, the Volkswagen sales pitch.
You want to take it for a spin?
During our national test drive event, you can lease a Jetta GL for just $219 a month. Now it's not only a blast to drive, it's a breeze to lease. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
This reminder that 95% of high school principals surveyed felt that participation in interscholastic activities promotes citizenship. That reminder brought to you by the New Mexico Activities Association. The lead is 12, Artesia with it. Late will fire baseline, short, here's the putback. And that is a big basket by Mike Rogers, who unofficially has 23 points now. He is lighting up Academy in this championship game. Romero fires. Here's the stick back by Ali. The lead back to 12.
Good weak side rebound by Ali. Academy's going to have to get a stop.
Salinas. Hamilton with it now, looking for guard help. Instead, the big guy comes out, gets it, drives in strong, puts it up and misses. Loose ball grabbed, and Academy has a chance to cut it to 10 or under with a three-pointer. We're under 5 minutes to go. Cabarrus fires. Got it. The lead is 9. Academy making a run at him.
Look out, if Joey gets the stroke going, he can kill you quick.
Underneath, nice backdoor cut late all alone.
Academy forgot to get back and protect the basket.
Leads 11. Romero pressing the issue at the other end. Cabarrus hits again. 3 straight threes for Cabarrus. The lead is 8. Late drive, stops and delivers.
Good fundamental basketball. Good on-balance shot after the penetration.
Got 17 now. Romero at the other end. Cabarrus in, he scores. Lead back to 8, under 4 minutes to go. Late gliding on end. Here's Rogers outside. Academy trying to catch him. Rogers fires the 3. Tipped out of bounds, and Artesia retains possession of the basketball.
You see the confidence that Bubba Jennings has in his jump shooters. He feels those types of shots are not inappropriate at this juncture in the game. They're just shooting them a little short, and his team really needing to get on the offensive boards if they're going to shoot those kind of shots with Academy coming back.
Salinas drives, puts it up. Nice little touch, and the lead back to 10. Arturo Salinas, 14 points and the steal by Late. 3-on-2 break. Drives in, lost it. 3-on-1 for Academy. Ali bobbles, gets it back. And now Romero's 3 is too short. And the flip out by Rogers. Late's all alone. He'll go in and just kiss him off the ball. And the lead back to 12. Rogers, that was heads up.
That was a very smart play. He knew he couldn't get a hold of the ball, so he just threw it down court. His team right there to go in for the layup.
Timeout Academy. Time is running out for Academy. 3:07 to go.
I'm Day Sports with big news for world champion boxer Danny Romero.
Rumor has it that you'll be boxing Amigo rental spokesman Sidney Fishbinder.
Actually, I'm teaming up with Sid.
Does this mean tag team boxing?
Danny's helping Amigo tag the competition with rental-owned TVs, stereos, appliances, even furniture. I'm glad Amigo's in my corner. They can't be beat on prices, quality, and customer service. Right, Sid? Sid.
Well, it looks like Amigo continues to be the rent-to-own heavyweight.
Every time your life changes, so do your taxes. Shouldn't you have someone who can help you pay less or get back more? H&R Block.
Between courage and cowardice is pure terror on the next Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Coming up next on Casa Fox 2. The Adventures of Sinbad. Sundays at 10:05 on your home team, Casa Fox 2.
3-point shooting in the second half. Academy getting at 1 point within 8. 4 out of 8. Artesia 1 for 6. The lead is 12. Academy has the rock, and they need to score badly. Ali and Strong got it. That cuts it to 10, under 3 minutes remaining.
Good execution, and Academy well back on defense this time.
Hamilton out with it. Boy, Dwayne Late has had a big afternoon. Good ball handling. A lefty by trade. Burton swings it back out. Here's Salinas, the big man. Artesia running a little clock. And they turned it over. Romero, short, Ali blocked. Academy will reset. Cabarrus, in and out. Stick back, no. Sharif, left hand, yes, the lead's 8.
Here they come.
Down below 2 minutes remaining.
The Chargers have been here too many times to just give this game away. If Artesia wants it, they're going to have to take it away from them.
150 and counting. Backdoor pass stolen. Academy with another opportunity, and they can't be real patient, but they don't want to just jack it up. They're down by 8. And a steal by Late. Late goes on in strong, puts it up, and he'll go to the line. He went head first into the official. Got a knee right on the top of his dome. Big turnaround there.
Well, Chris Romero, I know he wants that pass back. He didn't think the defense was going to put the big pressure on Cabarrus, and he made a nonchalant bounce pass. Late came off with the ball and did a nice job of taking it down, and he'll shoot 2 free throws when we get back.
1:35 to go. Artesia by 8. 1:35 between them and the AAA state championship. There's that time remaining. Remember tonight, 9 o'clock, the Quad A Championship featuring Las Cruces and Alamogordo. After that, the Class A Championship, Cliff versus Reserve on a tape-delayed basis. And after this game, Star Trek Deep Space Nine will be joined in progress.
Mike Brown and the Chargers trying to come up with a up and down scenario, defense and offense, some consistent transition. Look at the three-pointers. Academy 7 for 20, Artesia 3 for 15. Neither team on fire, but Academy making several of those 7 here in the end of the game.
Cabarrus hit 3 in a row till that miss at the 2-minute mark.
Expect Artesia now to come out with some type of full court pressure. They've turned it on hot and cold all night long to keep Academy confused. Academy needs to get the ball up quickly and get a nice shot.
First free throw is not any good. Late has 19 on the afternoon, looking for his 20th tally. There he is. 5'11" senior. Got that one to rattle in. Leads 9, under a minute and a half. The drive and the charge.
Tell you what, I hate to say it, but better late than never. Late is all over the place, man, making great defensive plays, doing a great job running the offense. That was a super defensive play right there. See Pappen going to the hole.
He went strong. You got to be tough to draw a charge. You got to be willing to do it. Hamilton all the way on the wing to Burton, and he brings it back out. Academy trapping and chasing, and there's the foul. Academy's 9th, still 1-1. Now on the next one, Artesia will enjoy that opportunity where you shoot 2, whatever. That takes a little bit of the pressure off. I don't really like that rule, but it's there now.
Cabarrus called for his 4th personal foul. He's not, I think, been happy with his game all night. He's not shot the ball as well as he'd like, but he's given his team at least a breath here at the end by picking it up. He's hustling.
Well, I thought he did a very good job.
Oh, I think so too, but he's used to he's the kind of guy that thinks a 21-foot shot is just like a layup to him. He's an excellent shooter and wasn't really able to get the shots to fall till late here in the second half.
Late 1 of the 2. 10-point lead. There's Justin Papin, and he cuts it to 8. A minute to go. Tavares with the near steal. Artesia will trigger again. 58.1 seconds remaining in the game. Bubba Jennings saying, hey, we're not only state champions in football perennially, we might start doing that in basketball as well. Artesia's always been a hotbed for good athletes.
Well, he's got some youngsters on his team. He does have 7 seniors, but he has 4 juniors and 1 sophomore.
Well, this would have to be a year to do it. He starts 4 seniors. Conversely, Academy, 4 seniors, all the rest juniors. But Academy, they're on a 10-year run of being here.
Well, again, you can't say enough about Mike Brown and the Academy Charges. They're here year in and year out. This will be the 2nd year in a row that, at least it appears at this point, that he won't win it. But boy, what a credit to his program and the community of Academy High School.
Rogers missed them both, but Salinas comes up strong, scores, and he's fouled, and that might just about do it. The lead back to 10 at 51 seconds to go. There are a couple of things that you notice when you watch basketball now as we go to the late 90s. One thing is free throw shooting percentages are very low, and that kids do not block out or box out.
Well, I think it's just at this point, Academy is pretty worn down. They've been fighting and hacking and scratching, trying to make up ground. They're literally exhausted. 3 or 4 of their players, I know Chris Romero has not been off the floor tonight. So fatigue is starting to take its toll, and when you substitute guys in, they just have mental lapses and you give up rebounds like that. But this is what it takes to win championships and to play in the championship.
Artesia fouls with an 11-point lead and 49 seconds remaining in the game.
Bubba Jennings just saying, come on, guys, we don't need to stop the clock at this point.
Another thing, too, that I think has affected young players is that if you hang around teenagers, they don't watch college basketball as much as they watch the NBA. That's really very common if you're around them at all. And Jimmy, I know you coach AAU, and you know that. They watch the NBA.
Oh, sure. Well, they're always emulating NBA players, and of course in the NBA, you never see a traveling call. Usually during the regular season, you don't see very hard-nosed man-to-man defense. You kind of see that sagging thing that almost resembles a zone.
And you see a big 7'4" player in the top 50 of all time who doesn't even shoot 50% from the free throw line.
There you go.
So I guess we just solved that problem. Foul at the other end. The lead, 83-74 Artesia.
Well, I know your theory on free throw shooting has to do with these adjustable, newfangled high-tech baskets they have.
Well, and kids don't go out in the driveway and shoot like they used to.
Well, I think that's more close to the mark. I just don't think kids concentrate on it. They spend all their time shooting three-pointers and dunking, and they don't really think, there's not a lot of prestige in shooting free throws. I'll tell you what, here's a suggestion. Make each free throw worth 2 points, and watch how good the percentages get at every level of basketball if a free throw is worth 2 points.
The lead still 9. The drive, Cabarrus with the score. The lead 7. Turn it over. Academy still has a pulse with 34.7 seconds remaining. Cabarrus has had a very strong fourth quarter.
Well, he's a scoring machine. Just a junior.
He'll be back. Romero gets it. He'll just fire it. He has to. And scores. And that cuts it to 4 points. Rogers with it. And they foul him immediately. 19-point lead cut down to 4. 26.1 seconds remaining in this AAA championship game. And of course, Rogers missed his last 2 free throws. He's pacing all scorers with a total of 23 on the afternoon.
As you mentioned earlier, important now for Academy to block out, try to get this rebound if it should come off the rim. He does have, he pans one right there.
Big shot. 24 points for Mike Rogers. Good-looking guy, 6'2" senior.
He'd make somebody a nice 2 guard.
Yeah, I agree. Academy's got to hurry. Sharif. Justin Pappen again, and a reach foul on Artesia. He'll go to the line. 10th team foul on Artesia. He'll shoot 2. The lead is 5 with 14 seconds to go. So if Academy can make these 2 shots, they're only down by 3. They press, get the ball back, make a 3. It's a tie game. They were down by 19 points. But again, a lot of it is poor clock management by Artesia, who just continues to run up and down the floor with a 10-point lead with less than a minute to go, rather than pulling the ball out and running 4 corners.
I'm not so sure they need to run 4 corners, but what they've gone away from is executing their offense. They went from taking 4 out of 5 shots in the paint to taking 4 out of 5 shots from 20 feet away, and that's been the difference here in the last 4 or 5 minutes, giving the Academy Chargers an opportunity to get it down the floor in the early offense, and they've been shooting just unconsciously because they're not worried about it. They have only one hope, and that is to get it up off that glass as many times as they can. So they've really made a mad rush here in the last minutes of the game.
14 seconds remaining, 84-79 Artesia. Academy with a chance to cut into it. Cut it to 3, take their chances with full court pressure. First one's good.
Used it all though, didn't he?
That's why they have it up there.
Justin Pappen, a junior at the Albuquerque Academy. He'll be back next year.
Eric Johnson in for the Academy. Mike Brown going with quickness, quickness, quickness. They've got to get the ball back. If they don't, they'll foul immediately. The lead is 3 for Artesia. Bubba Jennings, about ready to have a heart attack, will call timeout. He's too young to have that happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I think these kind of scenarios are the things that make you lose your hair and turn your hair gray and give you arthritis. And
well, they were up by 17 under the 4-minute mark to go. It's now a 3-point lead.
You know, I know you coach a lot. You coach your son in Little League and soccer and so on and so forth.
I do not coach Little League.
You just coach soccer and basketball. The thing about it is, Jim, is that you know sometimes things happen in waves and there's nothing you can do to stop it. I think Bubba Jennings experiencing that here in the last 2 minutes. He's called a couple of good timeouts. His team has come out of those timeouts where they came out the first 10 dead ball situations in the first half and scored every single time or created a turnover. Here in the last 4 or 5 minutes, they've really struggled.
Academy's hit 11 of their last 14 shots. They're unconscious.
From deep. Key right now is to get the ball inbounds. Both teams will shoot the bonus if there's a foul. There's going to be 2 shots no matter what happens.
Owens gets it. They give it back to Rogers. I believe they got Owens. They wanted to foul him. 12.8 seconds. Nice clock management by Mike Brown here down the stretch. Doing a very good job.
Well, Chris Owens has just checked into the ball game, and that's probably the perfect person to foul, as he's not real warm. He's just a junior. He'll be back next year for these Bulldogs.
Statewide, teams made, get this, 59% of their free throws at the high school level in New Mexico this year. Almost 6 out of 10.
Look at that. Stood up there and shot that one right in. Nice follow through.
Nails. Now here's the one that really will cramp the style of Academy. Because then even if somebody did something goofy, fouled a guy who made a 3, you still can only get within 1. Owens will be remembered for those 2 free throws. Romero fires it. Pappen will stick it back nicely. And there it is. The game is over. Artesia, leading big, finishes up with the boys class AAA state championship. Artesia 86, Academy 83. Academy with a real nice run at the end, but a little too little, a little too late. We'll be back and wrap it up on Casa Fox 2 right after this.
If you're looking for a great home at an affordable price, your search is over. Superior Homes has new homes with payments starting as low as $190 a month. They also have an extensive listing of land in the area for your new home. There's a Superior Homes dealer near you with 3 convenient locations in Farmington, Gallup, and Durango. Superior Homes, no pressure, just great prices.
Okay, I want a meal and a deal. So should I get a burger and fries, a burger and fries, or maybe a burger and fries? Tell you what, I'll have no burgers and no fries. If you want a real choice, try Subway's Fresh Value Meals. Choose from 8 great-tasting sandwiches made on fresh baked bread. They come with chips and a 21-ounce drink and start at just $2.99. Take the Subway Challenge. Take 1 bite, and if you don't like our subs, you get your money back. It's the Subway Challenge at a Subway near you.
Along with Jimmy Williams, Jim Lawwell with you back at the Pitt University Arena. The final in the boys class AAA championship. Artesia 86, the Bulldogs 86, Academy 83. Artesia leading by as many as 19. They managed to keep their finger in the dike. And ironically, it was a junior, Chris Owens, off the bench that hit the 2 big free throws with 12.8 seconds remaining in the game. This reminder, now remember at 9 o'clock, we'll be back with the Quad A game. Alamogordo and Las Cruces live. After that, the Class A tilt, Cliff and Reserve, tape delayed. Once we're done with the awards ceremony, we'll be heading back to the Fox Casa 2 studios. And when we do that, we'll be joining Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And that's already in progress. Academy back-to-back runner-up trophies. They're a little down right now, but it beats 3rd and 4th and 5th. And about another 50 digits I can think of offhand.
Now they tell you what, they hit a team tonight that played 3 quarters of pretty near flawless basketball and had the character to come out in the 4th quarter and come after that team and make it a real game. And I know they'll remember the experience and remember it positively in the years to come.
Artesia we're going to see you tonight at 9. Until then, let's get to Star Trek.
Three, two, one. Casa TV.